Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you on stage Shruti, who has grown up with this satsang, and even today, she's a role model for our satsang children. Shruti, hi. Hi. How does it feel today to be here as a senior most young adult of the satsang, and that too having grown with the satsang?
Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Indeed, Aparna ji, it's a feeling of deep gratitude and lots of satisfaction. It's really molded me in the initial years, and that's literally what's brought me here today. Whether it's the bhajans, the yatra, all the chanting, so on and so forth. Such great memories.
I completely agree, Shruti ji. Our satsang has been sculpting children for many years now. Let us call upon our satsang children on the stage who will delve into what they feel about our satsang. Please welcome on stage the shining young stars of Sanatana Dharma Satsang.
Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're diving into something close to our hearts, our satsang and our journey of Yoga Karma Sukaushalam. It's not just about learning, but about how we turn every action into a beautiful practice of skill and of wisdom. Under the guidance of our Guruji, Sri Sudarshan Chakravarti, Sanatana Dharma Satsang has been a place where every moment, every activity, and every festival is a chance for us to practice skillful action.
Whether it's through studying scriptures, embarking on yatras, celebrating festivals, or joining our initiatives, we're always learning to act with mindfulness, purpose, and more importantly, joy.
And today, we'll be hearing from some of our very own young seekers who have been living this every day. Let's get started. Anirudh, what according to you is satsang?
Imagine a place where you don't just learn ancient wisdom, but live it. A place where scriptures don't just sit in books, but come alive in our daily lives. That's our satsang. Every week, we don't just listen to Guruji's discourses on the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, or the Ramayana. We learn it, we reflect upon it, and most importantly, we apply it in our daily lives. Contrary to what everyone believes, satsang isn't wasting your weekend. In fact, fun fact, it's spending 2% of the week's time on the most valuable investment.
Absolutely. And Guruji has this magical way of making even the most complex wisdom feel like common sense. With Guruji, you don't need 10 reasons. Just one sentence, and the most stubborn doubts will pack their bags and stand in line like obedient students and vanish without a trace. One time, he said, "Don't worry if your mind wanders during meditation. It's just on a world tour without a passport." And then he added, "The trick is not to stop the mind during meditation, it's just to give it better places to visit." That's when it hit me.
True, Akshita. I had once asked Guruji, "How do I meditate?" He laughed and said, "You already do. Everyone meditates, just on the wrong things. Exam results, last bench gossip, and whether if mom saw the report card yet." But then he said, "Meditation isn't difficult. It's natural. The real challenge is choosing what to meditate on." And that's when I realized I wasn't just lacking focus. I was just in deep tapasya, meditating on how many likes my Insta selfie would get.
Satsang is where you expand your life skills by connecting to spiritual knowledge. And satsang is where you do not experience the life, but it's where you experience the life giver.
Exactly, Kashyap. So basically, we are all meditation experts, just on the wrong syllabus. But guess what? The Shastras have been giving us more than 5,000-year-old focus hacks long before Western productivity gurus started selling them to us. So let's dive into the ultimate life manual, the Shastras. Rishit, what do you think makes them so special?
The beauty of our Sanatana Dharma is that it isn't just one book. It is an entire library The Vedas, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, the list can go on and on. And each one of them is a masterclass in life.
Exactly, Rishit. And the way Guruji explains, oh my god, it's like watching a blockbuster movie. Action, drama, wisdom, all rolled into one. It's a full experience.
And Adya, let's not forget about the frequently asked questions that flood every discussion. Why did Rama do this? Why did Krishna do that? In satsang, Guruji doesn't just answer questions. He unlocks perspectives you never even thought of.
See ya. But then there are those who do full-on analysis paralysis, debating, dissecting, overthinking on what Rama or Krishna did or did not do without ever opening the actual text. And I just feel like telling them, boss, just attend one of Guruji's sessions. Just 1 hour there, and you'll stop Googling and...
As Sia said, Guruji unlocks perspectives you never even thought of. Anirudh, we often hear that our scriptures are not just for the past, but for the present and the future. How does satsang help us see that?
Well, you see, Sahana, the Shastras are not just books of the past, they are the GPS of life. The Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Itihasas, they're all one interconnected body of knowledge. Like, who knew Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Tarka, music, and even politics were all part of the same knowledge system? Basically, the rishis were running a multidisciplinary university before universities even existed. And you know the best part? No tuition fees, just Shraddha.
And rituals? Oh, they are not just things your grandmother insists while you roll your eyes. Turns out they are highly sophisticated science. From lighting a lamp to chanting mantras, everything is precision designed to align your energies, sharpen focus, and boost your well-being. It's like the ultimate ancient biohacking, but with better branding and no subscription fees.
Absolutely, Keshav. And in today's world, where everyone runs behind speed, we forget direction. Science tells us how to do things, but scriptures tells us why. That's the difference between living and just existing.
So true, Priya. What do you think about this, Kashyap?
What do I think about this, Sahana? If Google Maps tells you how to reach a place, Guruji tells us why we should go there in the first place.
That's an interesting perspective. And we have all experienced how satsang expands our perspective of life. Many attend satsang, some for divine connection, and some for the tasty prasad. But don't worry, no judgment. But satsang initiatives are different. They are not just about listening, they are about living the wisdom. Now, who's going to take the initiative to talk about the satsang yatras?
I'll do that for you, Sahana. The satsang initiatives and activities are all about creating a mindset shift, bringing the power of satsang into daily life. You know what, Priya? It's about sustained transformation.
Think of it as an app update, but for the soul. You don't just download it once, you keep getting updates that improve your inner software.
So, what exactly are these initiatives? Let's talk about the fun part. Yatras and festivals. Vikas, what do you think makes them so special?
Satsang yatras and temple visits are not just about praying, they're about experiencing. When Guruji takes us on a yatra, we don't just visit a place, we relive its history, understand its significance, and most importantly, we witness miracles.
And Vikas, let's not forget about the adventure. Satsang yatras blend adventure and spirituality. Some walk for faith, some walk for fitness, and some are still figuring out why they started walking in the first place.
Muktinath, Badrinath, Dwaraka, Ayodhya, Ahobilam, Mathura, the Statue of Equality, Vrindavan. How can we ever forget all these beautiful places, Akshita?
Yatras remind us that spirituality is a journey, not a destination. It's about experiencing the sacred with every step.
A yatra isn't just a trip, it's transformation on foot. You don't just pack your bags, you unpack your burdens, whether it's the sacred tirthas or just the journey within. Yatras remind us that the real GPS isn't Google, but Guru Positioning System. Plus, let's be honest, nothing connects you to divinity faster than a lack of Wi-Fi.
And who can ever forget the miracles that happened during Yatra? Rishit, do you still remember our Ayodhya Yatra?
Of course, Sahana. How could I forget standing under the ancient banyan tree in Chitrakoot performing the sacred Paduka Abhisheka in the peak of summer? The midday sun blazed, yet as if in divine orchestration, the very heavens had opened up. Then a gentle, cooling rain had descended, transforming the entire space into a natural sanctuary. And this rain only lasted until the Abhisheka was over. It was as if the very elements had bowed in reverence.
And how could we ever forget Krishna's miraculous protection during our Dwarka Yatra? It was almost as if the rains and floods were on a perfectly timed delay. Place after place, we explored in peace. And just as we left, boom, flooded. It's almost as if nature itself respected our itinerary.
And how can we ever forget our glorious Badrinath Yatra? With rock slides tumbling, rivers swelling, and thousands stranded on the road without any food or shelter. What did Krishna do for us? Well, he found us the perfect spot. Safe, warm, and just right for the night. And that too, it was near Garuda Ganga. While many had to face the brunt of the storm, we had an unforgettable experience filled with fun and divine orchestration at every single step. It was as if Krishna had personally booked our stay. No reservations needed.
As Guruji says, Krishna is not just a miracle worker, he is the ultimate trip planner, dodging floods, arranging AC weather, and even VIP shelters. Krishna does last minute crisis management better than any event organizer. So, Kashyap, what do you think has been the biggest takeaway from all the yatras?
That our biggest obstacles aren't the steep climbs, but our own mental blocks. The yatras teach resilience, surrender, and the power of community.
And Kashyap, let's not forget about the fun. And so much fun. Satsang Yatras. Oh yeah, and do you guys remember the song we composed at the Fly in our Ayodhya Yatra?
Of course we
course.
do.
course.
All the Ramji fans. That yatra rap had more twists and turns than our actual journey. Satsang yatras are more about just travel. They're celebrations. And speaking of celebrations, if you guys think your school holidays are fun, wait until you hear about the Satsang festivals. They're more fun, but with more bhajans and less binge watching. Isn't that right, Priya?
Oh, yes. Festivals in satsang are beyond magical. Be it the Deepavali special satsang, the Navratri celebrations, the Janmashtami satsang, or the Ramanavami festivities. Festivals in satsang are learning, spiritual upliftment, and celebration. It's not just about dressing up, it's about leveling up. Don't you think so, Adya?
Definitely. And don't forget the tasty prasad coming your way.
Exactly, Adya. And let's be honest, without Guruji, all of us wouldn't even know the actual reason behind these festivals. We've just been eating sweets and taking selfies all the time.
Now, let's talk about something that's not just an initiative, but a movement. The Satsang Initiative Yajna.
Yes, every yajna requires fuel. And in this case, it's our commitment to listen, to reflect, and most importantly, to apply. Let me take this opportunity to share an exciting update on one of our most impactful satsang initiatives. In partnership with Om Foundation in India, My Dharma's Yajna initiative is all about transforming closets into channels of kindness. Here's how it works. We collect good quality pre-loved clothes from the UAE and ship them to Om Foundations in India, where they are carefully processed to look almost new. Through a network of NGOs, these then reach to the hands of who truly need them.
Our satsang runs a monthly cloth collection drive, and I feel blessed to be a part of this mission to dress the world's needy with dignity, one garment at a time.
And guess what? When I led this initiative in my school, we collected over a truckload of clothes, a full truckload. Turns out, when kindness meets action, even wardrobes can create miracles.
Therefore, every dream has to be backed up with kindness and action. Did it happen? Yes, it did. I'm thrilled to share this. During the last My Dharma Fest, Guruji launched this initiative and he set a bold target: 1,000 kgs of clothing to be sent to those in need in India. And guess what? Not only did we meet this goal, we smashed it. We've shipped over 1,200 kgs of clothing to those in India, proving that when Seva meets Sankalpa, wonders happen. Let's have a huge round of applause. And with that, let's conclude the discussion with a fun rapid fire. Time for a quick wisdom lightning round. Short answers only. Adya, one misconception about satsang that has to be busted.
Satsang isn't just a place for retirees. Most of satsang's liveliness comes from satsang's youngsters, like me.
Kashyap, why do we need a guru?
Because Google gives you answers, but only a guru can teach the right questions to ask.
Keshav, how do you stay calm when things get tough?
When life gives you lemon, make lemonade. If it gives you mango, forget the lemonade. Just enjoy the mango.
Priya, we all love our Guruji's wordplay and acronyms he comes up with to explain complex wisdom in a simple manner. Let me test how well you remember some of these acronyms. Krishna's Leela is a prank. Why?
Prank. P. Krishna's Leela is his divine play. R. Krishna's Leela is a revelation of truth. A. Awakening that brings about awareness of the deep purpose of life. N. Krishna's Leela nurtures joy. And K. A Leela is Krishna's expression of his divine will.
Great job, Priya. Now for the next acronym, I'm pulling up 4 names: Akshita, Vikas, Kashyap, and Keshav. Get set, go. This acronym was a recent one we all loved during Guruji's discourse on Govardhana Dharana. Giri. Giri stands for?
G. Govardhana Dharana reveals how Krishna catches our attention through spectacular feats.
I. Inconceivable is not impossible.
Or reversals are meant to reinforce devotion.
I. Intoxication with the world leads to tribulation. Intoxication with Krishna leads to transcendence.
Giri, what an acronym. Moving on. Vikas, one lesson from satsang, but in 4 words.
Be, do, have, give.
Adya, what's the secret to peace of mind?
2 things. Stop overthinking and mute your group chat notifications.
Last and definitely not the least, Sia, what's one thing you've changed in your life because of satsang?
I've learned to pause before reacting, especially when my sibling takes the last cookie. Now, I calmly ask, is this your karma or my dharma?
Wow, what an inspiring conversation today. We've heard about the different ways our satsang family lives in the essence of yoga, karma, kaushalam. From our sacred scriptures to the yatras, from our festivals to our initiatives.
Each one of us has learned it's not just what we do, but it's how we do it. So let's take this spirit forward. In everything that we do, let's act with purpose, skill, and joy. Always knowing that we are guided by our Guruji. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And with that, let me sign off. Stay wise, stay joyful, and always remember, wisdom is the best Wi-Fi. Always connected, never buffering.